Welcome back to our video lecture. In this lecture, we will discuss about cookies. So before going to see cookies, let's discuss about HTTP. HTTP is called as stateless protocol because each command is executed independently without any knowledge of commands that came before it. This is the main reason that it is difficult to implement websites that react intelligently to user input. HTTP protocol is a stateless protocol, which means you can open any website again and again. It will be treated as a new user. So you will be treated as a new user each time. So we have to give our information again and again when we open any web page of that website. Because we are treated as a new user, that's why HTTP protocol is called as stateless protocol. Because we have to give our information every time we open any web page. Is it a bit boring, right? For that reason, we use two things, cookies and sessions. So with the help of cookies and sessions, we not have to give our information again and again. When we open a particular website, so cookies are a small files which contains information of user like passwords, username and etc. Cookies contain information in a text file. It's hardly of 4 KB in a size. Cookie is not an executable file and it's stored on a client side by a browser into user system, and sometimes the cookies are also stored for storing the user preferences. So cookies also contains some login information, authentication information, and even session IDs. Let's discuss about important fields of cookies, or you may say properties of cookies here. Here you can see that there are 5 important properties in cookies. First field is domain. So domain field tells which domain has this cookie. The path field will tell about which particular path of this cookie is set up, then secured. If the cookie is being sent through a secured medium by using HTTP protocol, then this field will be present inside our cookie. And then there is an expires field which tells when this cookie will expire. Here you can see that HTTP only. So the HTTP only field present inside the cookie, which means that cookie cannot be stolen by using JavaScript. So this was all about cookies. Now let's do one example with the cookies. Here I am using simple cookies creating PHP script. Save it as cookie.php. Now let's open this file in the browser. Here you can see that cookie is created in the browser. Let me show you that in which place our browser stores cookie. So just go to the settings, preferences, and then privacy. And here you will see the option to remove individual cookie. You can see the cookies of different website. Let's remove all the cookies. And refresh the localhost. I hit enter. Here you can see in the response cookies inserted. Now let's verify. Click over here, remove individual cookies, and here you can see our cookie localhost 127.0.0.1. In this cookie, the name of the cookies, its value, see the host here and path also. Okay, that's all about cookies. Thanks for watching and see you in next lecture. Welcome back to our video lecture. In this lecture we will see that what are session IDs. Sessions are server-side storage information which is present till a user is interacting with that web application. How that information is stored on that server, what kind of information it is. Information which is stored on a server till the user is interacting with that web application is in the form of session IDs. What are session IDs? Session ID is a piece of data that is used in network communications to identify a session, a series of latent message exchanges. Session identifiers become necessary in cases where the communications infrastructure uses a stateless protocol such as HTTP. Session ID is a long random alphanumeric string which uniquely identifies users on that website. Means every single user contains different session IDs, and how that session IDs are derived or depend upon the web application logic. Sometimes what happens is the session IDs are also stored inside the cookies. The important characteristics of session IDs is, first one, session should be random, and the second one is session should be long and it should be alphanumeric. In the previous video, we have learnt about cookies and sessions. So let's talk about difference between these session ID and cookies. Cookies is stored on client side by the browser, and the sessions are stored on server sides. So in the cookie, we can see the data which is inside the cookie in the form of name and value pairs, whereas the session IDs, we can see our data so that the session IDs are secure, whereas the cookies are not secure and it can be stolen by the JavaScript technique. Let's see how to use Bubsuit in order to find the session IDs. Let's open DVWA site. You can see that the request is HTTP request. Here you can see some different kind of cookies. You read this request here is an additional information called as PHP session ID. We can say that this is a session ID because it is PHP session ID. So this is how the session ID looks like: a long random string and alphanumeric string. In the most of application, if I talk about Google, Facebook or Twitter, etc., if you intercept the request, you will find lot of details containing these kind of different IDs. If there is written XYZ instead of PHP session ID, then you can just think of that how difficult it is to analyze that what our session IDs among these all of them. Finding a right PHP session ID or any other session IDs is also very tricky task. That's it in this video lecture. See you in the next class. Welcome. In this lecture, we will learn how to find vulnerability using cookies and sessions manipulation techniques. In this video lab demonstration, I have used OWASP Broken Vulnerable Web Application. My Bubsuit already configured with the browser. Now let's select bug as Broken Authentication and Session Management, then username, enumeration, and then login page. Here I already registered with John username profile. Type username as John and the password. Let's turn on my intercept proxy. Hit enter. Here you can see that in the proxy tab, post data parameters. Hit forward. Here you can see that cookies can be viewed in the cookies header. Username as John, user ID as 26, and so on. Now we can try to find vulnerability in each individual cookie one by one. For this cookie vulnerability investigation, I will use repeater tool. So let's send this request to repeater. Here you can see that repeater tool is blinking. Open up repeater tab. The cookie in the request can be edited easily in the params tab. First investigate with the same request. Here I am not editing or modifying any cookies. Go to button. Here you can see that in the response, logged in user is John. Now let's change username and analyze that is vulnerability presented in the username cookie. Let's modify username cookies value. Hit go button. You see that in the username tab, logged in user as same. Let's try to modify with UID cookies. Hit go button. Here you can see that logged in user has changed. This means that this web application is vulnerable for cookie session. We have logged in to the web application as Bryce. Logged in user as admin. We have used the cookies to manipulate the session and access another account. Okay, that's it in this video lecture. Thank you for watching and see you in next lecture.